Dutch Lady Milk Industries Bhd (DLMI) is set to grow and strengthen after 60 years in business with the impending relocation of its dairy milk manufacturing plant. DLMI is investing nearly 600 million ringgit Malaysia to build a new dairy factory in Bandar Enstek. According to Managing Director Ramjeet Kaur Virik, the journey for the DLMI factory expansion, DLMI at Enstek, began in 2019 and it is expected to be completed next year. She adds that the DLMI will be implementing Industry 4.0 technology, which aims to achieve operational excellence and efficiency to continue winning in Malaysia and future markets. DLMI will be doubling their current capacity with an addition of a land on the site to double the capacity again in the future. Ramjeet says with the new factory, DLMI is committed to providing high quality, halal and affordable nutritious products for the foreseeable future.
This journey started since 2019, right? So 2019 was when the plans were sort of presented and approved by the executive board and the supervisory board that was visiting from the Netherlands, and we broke ground then we bought the land in 2020, and then of course everyone, we still I hope remembers COVID, so COVID hit us and actually was delayed. We had some challenges. I think any projects, there were always challenges, but I think we were right smack during the pandemic, and also after that, everyone knows that inflation hits us and the costs as well. So actually our latest estimation was spending 540 million to invest in this new plant, which is above the original case.
That is the total investment, is it?
For without the land.
Okay, so it's
The
minus.
land is another 60, but land is the asset, right? Land so 540 is the
Total construction.
yeah, I mean, you think about it, Dutch Lady has been here for 60 years. And of course, now we are building our new, we call it Big Blue, or we call it, that's in it, the project.
Big what?
Big Blue.
Project Blue. BLUE.
Yes.
The Big Blue
What's the project?
Code name, but now, of course, we call it DLMI at Enstek. So that's how we write it if you want to.
So can I say it started off as the Big Blue project, and then
Project Big Blue.
Project.
Big
Okay.
Blue, you can, yes.
Basically to reflect the corporate color of Dutch Lady.
Is it? Okay, so yeah.
You can tell, right? Everything is blue. You look at our packs, so we're known as, even our building is blue and white. White represents, of course, milk,
Yeah.
and the blue has been our color for many years. So it's a journey, and it's been, and we still are on that journey. So the completion of the whole project will only be next year. So it's a 5-year. I was
5-year project.
my program director, right? I said, wow, this is really a marathon.
The initial plans were 300 million, and it was supposed to be what, in 4 years? To be completed in 4 years?
Actually, who wanted this project? Was it you or the board or the parent?
If you go back to even before 2019, so this was back in 2018. Actually, it was the time when I came back from my assignment. I was based in Singapore, in Indonesia before, and we set up, let's say, the new business units, right? So I was heading up the consumer dairy business, and like another new boss. And that time the MD was Tarang Gupta.
Yes,
we said, okay, let's do a strategy review, and I think it actually started from there, right? So what is the strategic opportunities we see for DLMI going forward? And I think through that exercise, what we realized is the importance and the growth of dairy will continue to be there, and therefore we've been growing. So we're very, I always say I'm very grateful to the Rakyat of Malaysia that they continue to understand that milk is nutritious, and they continue to have our products in their shopping baskets. And what we saw is we have been growing over the past few years, and we expected this growth to continue. And then, but when we looked across the street, like we call it, because the factory is there, we realized that this factory has reached its limit. So this area has actually been designated to commercial mixed development, commercial and residential. Therefore, we could not get any more utilities. We cannot build upwards. We cannot get any more utilities. which means basically, okay, it's time for us to move out. And that was the start of the whole project Big Blue, like the project name, on so we also evaluated, could we still stay here? So there was a brownfield versus a greenfield exercise, but then we very quickly realized with the space and the restrictions, the greenfield was the best option. And of course, we prepared the business case as you do, and you prepare the plans. And then we had the, let's say, Frischland Campina, and of course the board, the DLMI board, together with the Frischland Campina executive team. So they came here, we presented the plan, and that was when I said in 2019 was the official, let's say, approval to proceed. And then the work started, find the land. And I think that's the first step. And that also was a process. So we shortlisted many lots, and we finally decided on Enstek for a couple of factors. One, it is the largest halal hub in the country. And you're right, the proximity to KLIA and the highway, and also technically it is border to Selangor, although it's Negeri Sembilan, it's still a border. And more importantly, I think it was the size. We were very particular. So this land size that we have now is 3 times larger than with the PJ size. So every time I go there, I'm like, oh my God, it's massive, right? And it's crazy. And if you look at the picture, and I think you saw the model, did you the other day, the model?
Yes.
So when we go live next year, we will be doubling our current capacity with that footprint that we see on the there. And actually we have land on the side to double again. So technically we can 4 times our current capacity, but of course now we do it first for what we need, let's say for the next 10 years or so. So the business case was built with a long term in mind, and we also built it, we call it linear, like a line. So if you want to extend, you just go sideways. So this is the incoming, the raw materials, we were processing, and then you have your filling and your packing, and then the warehouse is at the back, and then it goes out. So that's how it's built, like a line like this. This factory is 60 years old, so it's not purpose built. So this is really what we're looking for the future. It's IR 4.0, state of the art. I'm really looking forward to take us to the new level of technology and people as well, right? Because you also need to upskill the teams to be able to work in that new environment.
So you will be, based on your plan, you will be able to raise production by double the production
By next year.
by next year. And how are you going to sell that extra?
Yeah, so remember I said we started with a strategic review. So that's the start, right? And a strategic review, and of course has a lot of assumptions that you built in. But I think one of the key factors that we say why we see the potential for growth in Malaysia is actually if you go back to our purpose. So our purpose is to nourish our planet and people in every stage of life. Short is nourish our nation, so that's the short version. And I'm going to give you some statistics now, so you can put it in. What we found out through a couple of national studies is the nutritional status of Malaysian children is alarming. It's not bad, it's not a challenge, it's alarming. So alarm means you're ringing the alarm bells. And the previous Minister of Health also quoted this issue. If you think about the Malaysian children, so below 12 years old, 70% calcium deficiency, 84% vitamin D deficiency. And 1 in 3 don't even have breakfast before they go to school. So, and if you look at this, and what does this mean? This means that, and then there's the other, so this was from SUNAT study, so there was a Southeast Asia nutritional survey. And then when we read the NHMS, the National Health Morbidity Study, NHMS, 2022. So there was a previous one, 2019, and then there's a 2022. And here, we noted that Malaysian stunting rate is increasing. We are now 21.2% stunting. We used to be 19%. And we know, facts has proven that when the nation is stunted, that means 1 in 5 Malaysian children is stunted, there's a direct correlation with how the economy is going to develop. And also, you double your chances of having obesity issues, which you know Malaysians are already having this problem in adulthood. Yeah, so if you look at these statistics, and I'm a Malaysian myself, I'm a mother myself, and if I look at these statistics, I feel worried for our nation. And if this is the way our nation is heading from a nutritional angle, it's not going the right way. So we have to, and I'm happy that the national budget continues to support Ministry of Health and of course Ministry of Education, the two biggest benefactor of the budget spend, because that's where nations are built. You need the foundation needs to be strong. And then if you look, so this is the national data. Then if you look at our products, actually our product, a glass of milk, and the recommendation is 2 glasses of milk a day. Actually, you will get the calcium that we need. We also fortify with vitamin D. You will get vitamin D, you need. And we have products for every stage of life. And if you catch this, and if you have milk in the morning before you go to school, at least something is there, for you as breakfast with maybe a bread or, whatever the Malaysians love to eat, nasi lemak or whatever it is, right? You have a meal which has a complete nutrition, highly dense nutrition. And then you solve the stunting issue, which you need to catch at a certain age. And we have, like I said, products, sometimes I used to womb to tomb, so from all stages of life, that can help reverse or hopefully address this alarming nutritional status. So if you have this in mind, Malaysia has a long way to still go to drive our nutritional agenda for Malaysians, and therefore the role of dairy as a nutritious product for the Malaysian and the growth will be here for generations to come. Yeah, we're still very far away. Growth, okay. Yeah, we wanted growth. We wanted to also implement the IR 4.0, so really move us from a old factory, old 60 years ago, and to, let's say, to the new world, and that will again help us to move to the digitalization space and innovation, because of course with a new factory, we have some new, let's say, packaging formats coming out. We also have new sizes, so we're also looking forward for the innovation. And maybe some side, which would be quite interesting maybe for your readers. We are also making this factory with an opportunity for people to come and visit us. Yeah, so in the past, we actually get a lot of requests for visits, but this factory is not built for visitors, and for safety reasons, we decline.
It's like a study tour or something.
So we have building it with like what we call a viewing deck, and let's say a visitor center. So we call it DL Experience, EX. And that will also be open in the, let's say, in the course of next year. We're still finalizing how is it going to be and how we're going to organize it. But definitely we will be able to accommodate, let's say, especially kids, a lot of schools.
So primary target will be students.
For schools and government stakeholders, and also farmers, because we also are big in our dairy development programs. Also farmers to come and visit. We will have like a farm experience, a virtual one, and a mechanical one, and we also have an application kitchen. Because we have our professional business, the B2B side, so we will also have opportunities for, let's say, chefs and food creators to come and play around, let's say, in the application kitchen, and create a lot of wonderful things you can make.
So there will be a kitchen.
Application, so it's we call it application kitchen. We also have a pilot plant for R&D, where they can make. So a lot of innovation opportunities and experiences. So we're taking our factory from 1963 into the future age.
And the only thing is the pricing part. We haven't said, whether there will be any. I mean, you've mentioned.
For me, you can't tell, right? It depends on the market situation. It depends on FX. It depends on inflation.
A lot of things.
Yeah, so it's not like I guess. we cannot predict for sure, right, what is going to happen in the next, let's say, 6 months. Because yes, we have a planning for, let's say, 5 to 6 months. And pricing is, we cannot talk about it as well, right? It's an anti-competition topic that we cannot disclose. Pricing strategies.
But historically, can you say something?
So we have taken price increases.
Yes,
in the past.
can we compare 2020 and 2023 so far this year? How much increase are we talking about? What is the industry average? I mean, not on a specific one.
Maybe industry average.
The dairy products.
Nielsen
price.
has that information. Nielsen has that, but it definitely has gone up. It also depends by different product categories. Like what I can say, like we have Frizo as well, right? Which is an imported product from the Netherlands. That one has a higher increase because of you're bringing it from overseas and all that. And then some of the products which are more, I guess, locally sourced and all that, will have a different level of increase. But if you go to the market today, and I think CPI easily says, I think for grocery last year was 8%, I think, the consumer price index, which was higher than I think the normal was about 5 or 6. So grocery had a higher, so that would be a good indicator. And that should be around the levels I think we also priced up. Like I said, some will be higher and some will be lower. But I could use, I think the CPI is the grocery 8%.